I'm Ben, back again with another video. Someone on my YouTube channel had requested a dedicated video on the Cyclops LED headlight that I'm currently running on my motorcycle, and this is going to be a video on that. To start with, before I come into the Cyclops H4 LED, I would like to talk about the halogens. What I know is from personal experience is what I get to see on the road, and just like most of you, I will talk about that and only that, and maybe bits and pieces that I understand about the light cutoff pattern and related stuff. So with the halogen, yes, it is it's pretty decent. It's not something that I would like to complain about if I do not do a lot of night highway rides. This bulb produces next to nothing on the highway, and translates into very little vision on the road. So I would highly recommend that you get some kind of an upgrade. If not this, there are plenty of other halogen bulbs that offer better light throw and better light output. So you can definitely go in for something which is like a slightly improved upgrade over your stock halogen. It's a pretty cheap bulb. You get this for somewhere around 60 or 90 bucks, I guess. I'm not very sure about the price, but I believe that is the price range you buy this at. And so all that you can expect of this bulb is also something pretty similar. Does its job in absolute darkness and nothing else. So that's the halogen for you. Moving on to the LED. Yes, definitely has a better light throw and light output than the halogen. Consumes less power, which may seem like a nice idea in the beginning, but then later on you understand that your ECU, which was used to delivering 55 to 60 watts to this bulb, suddenly has to understand how to go about delivering half the power to this bulb. The ECU will slowly start identifying this particular bulb as an error. And so what happens is, many a time, most of it comes up as a code. If you go get your ECUs checked with a diagnostic tool. At times the engine flashlight can also come on because of this faulty error, this wrong read. These are amazing. They have better light output than your halogen bulbs. These are much better than these ones, but that being said, 5-6 months down the line, or depending on usage, if you do a lot of night riding, then you can definitely expect these bulbs to start flickering, because they do not have these kind of ballasts. You'll have to get an additional ballast kit that is compatible with this particular, with the right LED that you've purchased. Only then can you be sure that you are not going to screw your bulbs. So now the most important thing that one has to keep in mind when we talk about LEDs is the light cutoff pattern. Try and get an LED that resembles the halogen light filaments as closely as possible. So what you see here in the halogen bulb is filament 1 and filament 2. The filament 2 is free, I mean it doesn't have anything surrounding it, whereas the filament on the top has a small shield, a small bucket-like shield that covers one side of it. What that does is that creates a light output that is reflected onto the top of the headlight reflector, and that travels in the diagonal opposite direction to hit the road in the front. So this particular light that you see, this particular filament that you see on the top is kind of responsible for your low beam, and the filament at the bottom, which doesn't have a shield around it, can freely emit light onto all sides of the reflector, and then that will be responsible for high beam. So if you get an LED, the most important thing that you need to understand is try and get something which mimics the halogen bulbs, light filaments. So as you can see, the first one on top is slightly above, just like this, and has a small bucket like shield which is integrated into the aluminium body of the headlight bulb here, and the second light filament that you see here, which is free, is also very similar to the one that you see here. Moving on to the Cyclops, you can see something very similar. The first Cree light emitter has a small shield which covers about 1/3 of the light emitter, and then the ones at the back, these ones 1 and 2, are pretty free. They don't have anything covering them, so they resemble each other to a great extent, and that is what is most important when you decide to go ahead and buy LED bulbs. What I have here is called the Cyclops H4 10.0 LED headlight bulb. So this is how you get it from the Cyclops team. Base plate. It's a metal piece, quite solid, very hardy. You know for a fact that this is not going to twist and turn and warp over time, unlike the halogen metal clamps, which can be bent easily. This is going to hold its shape forever. What they promise is 30,000 active hours. So you can run this for 30,000 hours, and that's the lifespan of this headlight bulb. And that you have bought a headlight bulb which is like the last bulb that goes into the reflector, and there's no need for anything else forever. So that's that. 10.0 refers to 10,000 lumens, 2,500 lumens for each of these Cree light emitters. And what's good about this is it's a 100% aluminum body, powder coated in black. It's starting to turn brown here, and this is because of the usage. You start using them and you will soon see that your black paint slowly starts to wear away and turns into this beautiful copper, dark copper shade. And what's good about this is it's a real solid build, and eyes closed you can go for this. Why I purchased this particular LED bulb is because it has a fan at the back which kind of dissipates heat. So nothing like a fan that cools the bulbs. And another reason why I chose this particular LED bulb is this is waterproof. This whole thing can be submerged in water and you can still run this. It works like a charm. Another amazing feature about this particular model is it's vibration proof. So vibration, shock, name it, and this can take it. As long as there's nothing hitting the light elements and ruining them, this can take any amount of crashes, any amount of beating, any amount of vibration, and nothing will happen to this particular bulb. It comes with a ballast. This helps in regulating the current flow to the bulb, and so you can be rest assured that you will never run into any kind of a flickering issue like these ones here that do not have a ballast. And well, that's that's the whole of it. Simple technology and extremely smart.